Okay. Hello, my name is Cassandra, a student at Seneca York. Today I have a special guest with us. Her name is Laurie Knapp. She works at Hospice of Georgina. Thank you, Laurie, for joining us today. I just have a few questions. The first question is, can you tell us a little bit more about Hospice of Georgina?
Okay, so Hospice Georgina is a community hospice. So we don't have any residential beds. So that is the difference between a residential hospice and a community hospice. So at a community hospice, we train volunteers. They get a 30-hour volunteer course with Hospice Palliative Care of Ontario. And once they are trained, they are matched up with clients and they do friendly visitings. So what that means is they go into their home, maybe they sit there and bake with them, take them grocery shopping, take them to their appointments. We also have programs. So we have a day hospice program. So with people that are palliative or with a life-limiting illness come to our program. This also gives them support with other people that are also palliative. We have caregiver groups that gives caregivers a chance to speak to other caregivers and support each other. Now, we also train volunteers to give grief support. So we have a grief coordinator at our office, and with the pandemic, we have a lot of people who are grieving. So that's another thing we do. We have programs for that. So right now we have a drop-in grief support where people could come in and talk to each other, and we educate them how to work through their grief. But also we are funded by the Central LIND, and our grief programs is funded by United Way of Greater Toronto. But we also have to fundraise to raise. We only get 1/3 of funding, so we have to fundraise the rest. And every program is no charge to all the people in the community of Georgina.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So that would go into my next question. Is there a particular story? I saw that you actually have a book with hospice. Yeah. That is amazing. And I was just wondering, is there any story that stood out to you, an individual or a family where hospice was able to help them?
There's many. Here's a nice one. We don't get very many male volunteers. And when we do, we really appreciate them because we have a lot of male clients. And they would rather have a male volunteer to talk about sports, war, whatever they like to. But one of our male volunteers, he actually is a drummer in a band. So it's kind of really cool that he volunteers at hospice. And one day he was over at his client's house, and the client heats his house with wood. And he saw the struggle, and the client is palliative, so he has cancer and he's not doing very well. And he saw that his wood pile was 100 yards away from his house. So what he did one day is he called all his friends over, and they grabbed all that wood, and they took them hours, but they brought all the wood down right beside the house to make it easy for him to scrap the wood when he's put it in the wood stove. So that's one story there. There's many. Like just a couple of weeks ago, I went to a funeral to one of our clients that passed away. And in her eulogy, all she did was talk about Hospice Georgina as her family, how we supported her, and how all the other clients were her friends and family too. So it's very touching to see what we do to help people. Yeah.
That's very beautiful. So the next question is about, how did you come about working with hospice? What inspired you to work with them?
Well, I was a volunteer with the Sutton Connects, and that's when I first learned about hospice and what they do. And I remember one time we donated a gazebo to the hospice where people could go and have quiet time outside. And we still have that gazebo. It's a lovely place to go. It's by the river. And when I saw the job opportunity came up, I thought I'm going to apply for this because I think it'd be rewarding position. I remember like a lot of people will say like, oh my God, like that must be so hard, but it's not. They're really helping people. My first day on the job, yes, it was hard. A man walked in the office and said, my wife is dying and I don't know what to do. Of course I cried. But then after that, you just learn. You're just there to comfort them and support them and help them in any way you can.
Wow, thank you. That is so amazing, and it's so nice that you're there to help people, individuals, and become their family. With that being said, is there any upcoming events with hospice that will be coming?
Always. We're always doing events. Like right now, we're doing a lottery called Catch the Ace. And our last lottery, we raised $72,000. We are trying to get more funding. We're hoping to maybe open up a residential hospice in our area. The closest residential hospice just opened up 3 years ago in Newmarket, Market Lane. They have 10 beds. But many people up in this area are low income. They don't have vehicles, they don't drive. And when they have a loved one that goes into the hospital or into hospice, they have no way to get there. So it's our goal that we can get that happening up here. So yeah, right now we have Catch the Ace. We are going to be doing an online auction on Facebook in a couple of weeks. I just got a call today from the Sutton firefighters. They want to do something with us to raise some funds. But yeah, it's an ongoing thing that we do constantly. We like it's 1 month to the next that we're trying to raise funds.
Wow, that's amazing. At least there's something to look forward to, which is really, really nice to hear, and that you guys are always active. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Laurie Knapp, for joining us. I really appreciated it. And this will be Cassandra Hodnott signing off. Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye.